Welcome back to another STEM with Mr. Bois video. In today's video, we're going to talk about how to use the extrusion tool in Fusion. Basically, we're going to talk about how to extrude things and make them 3D in Fusion today. So, let's go over how to extrude things in Fusion. Right here I have these sketches that I made in my how to create a sketch tool or how to use the create a sketch tool in Fusion. I forget what I titled it, but point is, it's the same thing right here. Now, we're going to look at the extrude tool because when you are thinking about how do I make something 3D, my best answer is to extrude it because that is going to be the fastest way to honestly make something 3D. And that's honestly where a lot of my students have the most fun. So, how do you do that? You simply find this thing where it says extrude, or you go to create and you click extrude. Now there's a couple of ways to extrude. So you can either click the face or multiple faces if you want to extrude them a lot. Like I can click all of these faces and have them extrude the same length. Or I'm going to click cancel there for a second. I can click the face that I want to extrude and then click extrude. It doesn't matter which way. Now, as you've noticed this, or as you might have noticed, this area is highlighted. If I type in that value, it extrudes that much. And it goes up because it's a positive number. And unless there is something, and it just, whenever you are typing in a positive number, it's always going to go up and make a new body. Now, depending on something else, it can actually cut into something if it's a negative number. So let's prep for that, right? Oh, wait, but all my sketches went away. So what do I do here? You simply find sketches like I did right there. You find this eyeball. It shows all your sketches. Now, what you can do is click on the face you want to create a sketch. You click create sketch. It's really that simple. And you can do anything. The best part about extrusions compared to another tool in Fusion is that it can extrude and cut into any hole. Cutting is basically when you make like a little divot or indent in a hole. So I can click this, click extrude, and I can type in a negative number. Let's do -2, and it goes in, as you can see right there, and it says cut. Negative numbers cut, positive numbers, like if I did +2 versus -2, they'll make new parts. So let's do negative right there. I press enter or OK. There you go. So that is one feature of extrude that is really cool. But let's talk about the others, right? So right here, I have two circles, right? I'm going to click extrude for one of them, and there's a reason why. So I'm going to type in my distance, which is right here, and I'm doing that here for a reason. Let's just say I do 10 inches, and let's just say I do a taper angle of 10 degrees. Basically, what that's doing is that it's making this go at a taper, which means fade out essentially, at a 10-degree rate. So by the time it gets here, it's going to be really far up. Now, if I do 5 inches, it's not going to be as far out because it's positive, and I want to emphasize this, right? Because it's going outward, that is because, or as you notice, it's going outward, that's because I put a positive number. If I do a negative number, it's going to kind of do the opposite. Let's see that. Here I have my other circle. I just moved it a little bit so you can see it better. I'm also going to move this a little bit because I really want you all to see the purpose of this. So I'm going to click extrude, click the face. I think I did 5 inches for the distance. And now let's do a taper angle of -10. Look, it basically made a cone, right? Like, look at that. It went in that way. If I do -2 degrees, right? Because it's at a negative angle, it goes inward. Negative goes inward, positive goes outward. I guess if you're more positive, you're more outgoing. I don't know. Make the connection yourselves. People that are louder typically are more positive, I don't know. Figure out the connection to yourself. Whatever analogy works for you, works for you. Everyone's different. But essentially, a negative number with the taper angle, which means that it goes inward or it tapers inward, and a positive angle at the taper angle means that it tapers outward. And that's the extrude tool in Fusion. Now, if you want to do other things and stuff, you just honestly have to mess around with it, because in Fusion, you have to explore to mess around. I actually wanted to keep that. So let me click extrude again. Excuse me. Let's do 5 inches. And let's do -2 degrees. So now we have this thing, right? I was not sure if I was going to use it, but I guess I am. Let's click extrude. And you see this thing where it says thin extrude? Essentially what you could do is it just doesn't extrude the whole space, and it creates like kind of like what some of us would consider a shell. So if I click OK, it basically just extrudes the walls of whatever it is. So this is really cool and really helpful at times, because you can make like a cup essentially with that thin extrude, because it's only extruding essentially like this imaginary line. So another useful, helpful thing with extrude. So yeah, that's how you use the extrude tool in Fusion. I'm Sem with Miss Dubois. That was how to use the extrusion tool in Fusion, basically showing you how to extrude things. Thank you for watching. I hope you have a great day and a great life. Bye!